What I eat in a week living alone, vegan and realistic. 1 teaspoon of peanut butter was not enough. And the only thing we have in the house is like 70% dark cooking chocolate. What a fool. What a fool I was. I think the food we eat and the way we prepare it can tell us a lot about ourselves. On some days I have so much energy I could spend hours cooking one perfect meal. On others, all I care about is getting something in while I rush around trying to get things done. Over the past couple of years I've been learning about seasonality, noting down what's in season, when, and how much I can grow of my own. We're starting today's video off by harvesting garlic, onions and shallots, the basis of many of my meals. I've been home alone for the past month, so I wanted to show you what I eat when it's just me, myself and the cat. What might it say about me that my breakfast is the same every day? It might say that in the mornings I'm pushed for time and I just want something to fuel my body that will get me through the first few hours of work, or also maybe a workout. It might also tell you that I'm terrible at hydrating myself, so I try to have a smoothie to counteract the lack of water I probably will drink throughout the rest of the day. I don't usually eat things that are not local or seasonal, but bananas have just been a staple for me recently, so I'll add them to a smoothie with some spinach, some vegan protein powder, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. I just got back from the gym and I am very hungry, but the kitchen is in such a state. This is what happens when I live alone or am alone for a period of time. I clean a lot at one point and then I let it become a disaster. So I'm gonna put a sweet potato in the oven, and because that takes much longer than the other stuff I'm gonna have with it for lunch, I'm just gonna quickly clean the kitchen because I just gotta get it done, and then I will show you what I'm having for lunch. But it's gonna be pretty simple, pretty healthy. In the summer I get so overexcited about what's available in the UK. The fresh food from the garden and everything else that I couldn't possibly grow myself. So my lunches inevitably end up being some kind of tofu. You'll see I eat a lot of tofu. And whatever fruit or vegetable is available, I seem to just shove it all in a bowl together, add the tofu and sometimes a sweet potato, mix it all up, probably add some tahini and call it a day. Okay, I have had my lunch and I need to head into Brighton because I need to get my glasses. I had to have the lenses changed because my prescription has changed. And yep, so I'm gonna go into Brighton and I'm considering getting myself a donut, because if you're not from the UK, or even if you don't know Brighton very well, it's like a vegan paradise they have. And also I've just become really obsessed with donuts. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's being in the US for so much this year. I just feel like donuts are everywhere. The US donuts are very different to the donuts that we get here, but I'm really excited. I really love donuts, can you tell? I also need to get some photos done for my visa, and it's going to be a bit of an admin day. Fridays are my day off because I work on Sunday, so I have Friday and Saturday off. So hopefully I'll be able to show you some more interesting meals this weekend as well. Because I'm going to be alone as well, I just want to make something fun and special like I usually would if I was with my partner or with my friends, but just for me and the cat this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna head to Brighton, get my glasses, and I'll maybe get that donut. I'll show you. Okay, so I secured the glasses. What do you think? Unfortunately, the donut place was closed by the time I got there. And when you have something in your mind, like nothing else will do. So I know this doesn't quite make up for it. Usually I'd have a piece of toast for a snack if I'm here, but we don't have any bread in the house. So I'm just having an apple, and some blueberries and raspberries. But it doesn't quite make up for a donut, you know. Today's the first day of my period, so like I'm really wanting a donut. That's all I'm saying. I really want a donut. Anyway, I'm gonna eat these and I'll see you at dinner. Another day, another smoothie with overpriced vitamins that I will never be buying again. I'm about to start my French lesson in about 3 minutes, so I don't really have time to make a snack. So when that happens, I literally just have a teaspoon of peanut butter. I'm so hungry after my workout, but I just don't have time to make a snack before my French lesson. But my French lesson is only half an hour, so I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna make like an early lunch because I got up quite early today. Today's lunch is gonna be a little bit like yesterday. It's gonna be kind of a hodgepodge of stuff that I have that I wanna eat that's in my fridge, some kind of tofu or something like that. And then I'm gonna make some brown rice as well. My workout this morning was much longer than usual. Usually we only do like 10 to 20 minutes and like do a strength thing and whatever. But today was really hard, so I'm gonna have to eat a lot of food to replenish myself because I'm feeling quite depleted. So I'm gonna make some brown rice with lots of vegetables and a kind of maybe soy sauce. I really wish I had some vegan fish sauce left, but I don't have any. There's a really good one that I get from, I think any Asian market, or actually Waitrose have them, or Tesco's have it, maybe, I think. I'll probably buy one this week and I'll show you what I mean. But pak choy and bok choy is in season right now, so I've got lots of that which I'm gonna eat, which I just I love so much. So I'm gonna see if we have some fresh ginger, fresh garlic, and just kind of throw it all together. I'm actually so desperate for something like sweet, and I just don't want to have, well, I'm gonna have another apple anyway, but like that doesn't hit the spot, you know. I've been thinking about that donut and it's too hot to even fathom making a donut because you have to make it in like really hot oil, and the only thing we have in the house is like 70% dark cooking chocolate. I'm not even ashamed. It's pretty good for cooking chocolate. I don't really understand the difference between cooking chocolate and normal chocolate. I've heard many people talk about how different food tastes when it's grown in season and picked straight from the vine. We've always had apple trees, so I understood this to a certain extent, but it didn't prepare me for the taste of that first cherry tomato that ripened into a bright red ball of flavour. It felt like an explosion to my senses. The smell, the textures, the taste, it was indescribable. Not to mention the first batch of pesto I made from homegrown basil ground in a pestle and mortar into a luxurious paste. Small pleasures are often overlooked, but the small pleasure of growing a pot of basil and turning it into a meal can't be matched. It gives you a purpose and a sense of satisfaction that I'd only felt a handful of times before. Watching something grow really is magic, and nature never ceases to educate and amaze me. Okay, so the courgette glut is officially here. So we got lots of courgette. So for lunch today, I'm basically gonna put all of these in the oven and kind of grill them whole, except for ones that are really big. I tried to cut them when they're like this or smaller, like this, because they taste a lot less watery and they just have a much better texture and a much better flavor as well. When you let them get a bit bigger, they become a bit more seedy and a bit more watery. This is actually a marrow, and they're like courgettes when they're small, but if you let them get really big, they basically become squash and you can store them. So anyway, we've got a lot of courgettes here. I'm gonna put these in the oven because it is so hot. All I really want is like a potato salad, like, you know, if you have a kind of barbecue in the summer, but I mean, I don't have a barbecue and I'm alone. So gonna have a potato salad for one. But this is basically gonna be like a different kind. I'm not gonna use mayonnaise because I don't have it. And my fiance told me about a recipe that uses tofu in the mixture as well. We're gonna use what we got. We're gonna have loads of herbs. We're gonna have fresh tomatoes, salad, potatoes, that creamy mixture with some mustard and other things like that. And a lot of courgettes. That was so good. That potato salad, like, So I finished work, so I'm gonna head to the beach because it is so hot. I just want to go like get in the water just because the water is so cold, and then basically come back. But I've I put a few things in a box for a snack. That's it. Good morning, friends. It is about 6:15 and I got up this early because it's so hot that the idea of working out when it's, you know, much hotter than this is just, it's a no for me. So I'm going to the 6:30 a.m. class. I usually don't get up this early. I'm not one of those people who's like a 5 a.m.er or 5:30 a.m. especially at other different times of the year. So I made my smoothie this morning. I had only like about half of it because I just can't work out without having some kind of food. And then when I come back, I'm gonna have the rest of that smoothie and then I'll have something else as well because needless to say, we're gonna need to refuel. Okay, that's the easiest bread literally I've ever made. You basically just put all the ingredients together, leave it to rest for about 12 to 18 hours, so it kind of like ferments and it rises, and then you just put it in the oven. You shape it into a ball, but very, very, very lightly, and then just shove it in the oven. So I'm going to bake this at about 9 p.m. and then I can leave it on a rack to fully cool overnight, and then we'll finally have some toast back in my life. I showered after I got back from the gym, made myself look nice, and just filmed a video that's gonna go up before this one. I'm really hungry, but I just cannot be bothered to make lunch right now because I really need to start editing. So as it's really hot, I'm gonna have a nectarine and I'm gonna have some ice cream. I also only bought this one because it was on offer, because usually this is just like ridiculously expensive. Let me know if you are team nectarine or team peach. I can't get on board with that furry skin, you know. I do find that all vegan ice creams though don't have as like silkier texture, but I'd rather have this than no ice cream, you know. Today's lunch was an attempt in diversity. I've been eating a lot of tofu recently because I just can't be bothered to think about anything else. But today I made myself have some lentils instead because variety is the spice of life, especially when you're a vegan. So today I made a similar thing. I basically put a bunch of lentils and vegetables or, tomatoes and a nectarine for sweetness into a bowl with some bread and doused it in some kind of sauce. I'd give this a 5 out of 10. I don't think I ever come to terms with the fact that I just don't like green lentils. Now, dinner was equally bizarre, or actually, it's more bizarre really than what my lunch was. I had some freekeh left over, I think that's how you say it, and I don't like it that much, but I bought it, so now we're gonna eat it. I wanted to make something a bit different in terms of the sauce, so I looked up a chimichurri sauce, and the original is just delicious. But why? Tonight I decided to spice things up and go for an inspired version rather than the original. The mixture of red pepper and fresh green peas and freekeh was just kind of weird. I don't know why, but this feels really meta that I'm filming this video whilst talking to a lot of you on the premiere for today's video, which is, anyway. I didn't realize that Little Moons were vegan friendly, so I'm gonna have one of these. I got the passion fruit and mango ones. I love mochi so much, so I'm gonna have one of these while I talk to you all. Okay, I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so I'm gonna make dinner and I'm gonna make a variety of things. We got some absolutely massive cucumbers growing here. So I'm gonna make a Korean inspired cucumber salad with some buckwheat noodles, some mushrooms and some miso soup. These are supposed to be mini cucumbers. I let them get a bit big. That dinner was so good. It was pretty simple, but it was just so many good components, So I'm just having another mini moon or little moon, whatever they are. They're so good. I'm going to have one of these, drink lots of water because it's been so hot. Unfortunately, I just finished Bridgerton season 2. I was really late to watching Bridgerton, so I actually only watched season 1 a couple of weeks ago and then immediately had Bridgerton season 2. Now I've got to wait for season 3. I don't know why I didn't watch it in the first place. I think I started to, and then I was like, I don't really like this. What a fool. What a fool I was. I actually have a wedding in September, and I've been looking on the website Hurr, to rent a dress, and I found one that's like so Bridgerton. I'm tempted, I won't lie. Okay, so I'm gonna probably find a rom-com for me and Iggy to watch because, I do feel comfortable living here alone at the moment, or staying here alone now. It's taken me quite a while to get used to it, but now I've kind of settled into the creaks of this house. But just to be safe, we're gonna watch a rom-com.